Hi, so I'm going to be showing the Dijkstra and A algorithms in my game engine. So once you start it, you notice forms a grid, and this grid has these blue squares which have a weight of 10, and then these brown squares have a weight of 20, and then the whole grid, if you press T, you can see how the edges are generated, and they don't go over the untraversable terrain here, so these walls are not connected, but the rest of the environment here is. This environment is being loaded from a BMP file and then generates this sort of grid. So you can see there's a player here or a character here that starts in this position, and the objective is to get these red squares as resources. It's going to use the Dijkstra's shortest path algorithm to find the closest one to him, and then gather the resource and go to this green square here, which will deliver the resource, and it'll find a green square using the A algorithm. So if you press enter, it's going to find the first one that's closest, and you can see it found it there. The red line shows the path that it's following to get to that resource. And then for 7 seconds it's going to mine the resource, I guess, and then uses the A algorithm to find the path back to this place here. Once it's delivered, it's going to find the next closest resource, and it found that it was over here, and it goes to the very closest one that it finds. And then once it collects the resource, you can see here he sort of carries the resource with him. You can see that blue square there. It's the resource, and when it gets delivered, it doesn't show anymore. So there, the resource has been delivered. Then it found the next path using Dijkstra's algorithm, and this was the shortest one it could find. And now it's going to do that for all these red resources. This map is going to take a while. It's quite a large map, but I can show you with a smaller map here. So I have this one here. I'm just going to use this one and show. So this have to be named resource map. And this is the resource map that it generates. You can see the resources are there and there, and once I press, or if I press T, you can see the grid here like this. The home base is back here. If I press enter, it's going to find that closest resource, because it found that this terrain was too difficult to travel on, and so it didn't go for that one first, it went for this one. And then it's going to collect the resource and use A to find the path back. And then it's going to find the second resource. It found it there, and it found that this was the fastest path that it could take, or the shortest path. And then that's the last resource that it's going to collect. You can see it's taking the resource back. Using the A algorithm, it calculated that was the fastest path, which is actually very similar to the Dijkstra's path as well, just because I guess it's the best path. And you can see once it's delivered and there's no more resources, the character just stays idle at the home base. Thanks.